Hello YouTuber, this is Johnny the Restorer. I have been working on this 2001 Chevy Camaro SS. It's an LS1 motor, and I ran into some problems. Main thing was to just change the power steering pump, and I was having some difficulties, and I was checking some YouTube videos and I didn't find much help on especially how to remove the pulley in order to get the power steering pump out. So I had rented the AutoZone power steering pulley remover, and I was having a little bit difficulty, but I was able to figure this out. So I'm gonna just in this video real quick show how to flush the old power steering fluid out of the old power steering pump, which is very important. If you don't flush it out, if it stays in your rack and pinion, it's not completely flushed, the new power steering pump you'll put in will have problems and it'll start leaking. So for its longevity, you must flush the old power steering fluid out. And let me just open the hood here. Right. Okay. So flushing the power steering fluid, what we'll have to do is, that's where your return line is. I've taken it off and I've plugged it, so when I put the new fluid in here in order to flush the system, it won't leak from there. Then on the other side, you'll have to disconnect your high pressure line, but you can do that after you take the pulley off. And then of course after the pulley's off, you have only two bolts there, and they are 13 millimeter for those two bolts that hold the power steering pump. And the high pressure line here is 16 millimeter. I actually used the special tool for the brake. It's a flare wrench. If you use it, it will not strip. And I mean, after you break it loose, you can of course use a regular wrench, which is 16 millimeter. All right, and so going back to the flushing the system, you'll just pour fresh fluid here, and then the return line, what I've done is, actually, I don't know if you can see this, but now it's down there. I'm just gonna get another car and I show it to you. You can actually push it down under the car. Just make sure you have a pan down there to catch all that pressed on power steering fluid, and you can use the regular pressed on power steering fluid. And let's see what's happening underneath here. Okay, so all right, there's your, right there by the alternator, I pushed down the return line. So what happens is, when you are flushing up there, then right down here you're catching everything into this pan. And of course, as you can see, that I've jack stands out of the car, because in order to flush, your wheels should be off the ground, and then you can just this way you don't have to start the engine. You could just do it without it, and all you have to do is so your car being off the ground, you'll have to steer your vehicle all the way to the right and to the left, right and left, and somebody has to keep pouring and make sure that you have all the times power steering fluid in there, because as you would turn the wheel, the pump will actually drain all this down into the pan. All the power steering fluid will be drained, so you have to keep it topped off, and about a quart of power steering fluid should be enough to flush. And then once you see clear fluid coming down into the pan, then you know it's flushed. But just a quart should be enough. Okay, but if you want to do more, it's up to you. That's why I bought a gallon of it. Okay, so first part was the flushing it, and then I had to take the pulley off, which I've already taken off. So as I mentioned earlier, with the right here, the pulley is, and this is the AutoZone. Yep, that's the AutoZone power steering pulley remover installer for most Ford, GM, and Chrysler. So let me see here. Yep. All right. So you'll have all these parts in the kit that you'll rent. What you have to do is to just, for this particular car, you'll have to use this one with the, it looks like a longer extended part here attached to this threaded screw here. So, and this thing just has I think it's got a ball in there for the, I guess, for the movement or something. But what you're gonna do, the way it will work is, you will take this and you will have this. I would just thread this all the way, like towards the end, and so when you're almost towards the end, what you will do, while this pulley is on the pump, you'll have to put this in there like that. Okay, so as you can see, there is a groove here all the way around. So the idea here is to make sure you have to set these are like crescents, but you have to pull on this. This is not the right size, because I mean, this is not the right side. It's got two sides to it, so you'll have to use this side here, which will actually grab onto the groove in here. So when you're pulling this pulley, I mean, this will just pull it. So you have to make sure you have the right side on. And let's see. Okay, I have the other part here. So the other part's also going to go like that up there, making sure. Okay, that's fine. So by the way, you have to make sure that this is going to be like that. Okay, so down here the other side is grabbing onto the pulley groove, and this bolt is inside. So when you are turning this nut here, then it's actually gonna pull the whole thing out. In turn, it's gonna pull the pulley out. And to keep these two together, they give you something which is like this metal piece here that actually goes on the top, just sits here flush like that. All right, and so you'll use a 16mm to hold this. Once you'll have to hold this, and you'll have to turn this anti-clockwise, so this bolt will come out and pull onto these ends here. Once that's tight here, you hold this with 16mm, and that's a 21mm. So I just use adjustable wrench on it, open end wrench, which is right here, right there. Okay, so hold this with the 16mm on the top here with this nut, and this 21 turning counterclockwise, it should pull your pulley out. Okay, and that's how you get this thing to work. And a lot of people, I read online that the reviews, that they couldn't get the AutoZone rental kit to work, but this is how it works. You just have to figure this out. I mean, the videos that are online, they really don't explain this that well. So okay, and now after your pulley's out, then what you have to do is, now you just got those two bolts there to take out, and this line is out already. So, and remember, those two are 13 millimeter, this is 16. All right, and of course, when you are doing all this just to get more clearance here, you will have to actually take the antifreeze hose off here, and you could just pull it to the side like I did over here, so it's not in your way. And you don't have too much room here, but you can manage now with the hose out of the way. Okay, and now I'm just going to take this pump off and go to AutoZone and order another one and put that back on and install the pulley again. And for installing the pulley, you also have the tools there. And so I probably would make another video when I'm installing the power steering pump and then putting the pulley on again. All right, and the idea here was to make this video so it can help people out there that don't have much clear information, and I'm hoping that it will help everybody who's out there trying to work on these cars. And these cars are very simple to work on. And of course, in order to, and one last thing, when you first start, you will have to, this is your tensioner here that you will have to loosen the belt from. So you just put a, I believe it's a 15 millimeter, I am not, yeah, 15 millimeter. You put the 15 millimeter socket on it and you just move this, and then it'll loosen the belt here. All right, so thanks for watching, and have a good day.